Hi everybody, hope you're all doing okay. Just thought I'd do a quick update video. I've been waiting for parts, so everything's kind of been on hold. I did get the new carburetor on the 1970 Toro snowblower, and I had my reservations about the Chinese carburetor business, but I'll tell you, this thing works beautiful. I even left the gas on, and it's been sitting about a week and it hasn't dripped a drop. Amazing. Anyway, it runs great. Put a new muffler on it, and the auxiliary shaft here had a bad bearing, and I'll show you the old one. It's kind of a clamshell. It doesn't even have a proper outer race, and it's ball bearing, and it was binding up. And so I found two of these nice sealed greasable flange bearings on eBay. 17 bucks for the pair, free shipping. How about that? And so I installed one. I had to actually flip it over to make it work, and I made some aluminum spacers there out of some aluminum tubing, and so naturally the bearing on the other side is shot too, and so I've been trying to get this belt pulley off there so I can access the bearing, and you know, it's pretty well seized on there. I've been soaking it and heating it, and hopefully I can get this buttoned up today. We're supposed to get like 1 to 3 inches of snow tonight, and it's supposed to get down to like 14 degrees, so hopefully that will turn out. And picked up a couple goodies today too. My buddy's it's a Pioneer Vsx D3s Av Receiver, and this thing must have a heck of a transformer in it because it's super heavy. But I looked up the specs on it, and I think it was about 120 watts per channel. The problem with it is one channel's either out or going out. So this will be my first stab at this kind of a project. And also, he gave me this today. It's a BK Precision 2831A digital multimeter, and I also have one just like it in my shack, and they're probably going to need some help too, I'm sure. Also, he had some trouble with his gas heater in his shop, and he had to replace the control board. So he gave me the old one and another old one. So I thought I'd take a stab at seeing what went wrong there, and possibly fix them and maybe upgrade them. So we'll see how that goes. Also, I sent away for a Chinese signal generator. That showed up last week. And it's a KK Moon FY6800, and I got the 60 megahertz model, which seemed like the thing to do. And from what I've researched, it looks like Fieldtech makes the exact same model, just a different name. And I was kind of disappointed it didn't come with a user manual, and so I went to their website, and it had a download link, but it didn't work, so I emailed them, and then they sent me a link to download the manual so I can have some kind of idea what I'm doing. I know enough about electronics to probably be really dangerous at this point, after being a mechanic for 30 some odd years. So I'm just kind of getting back into it. But Also, another addition to the bench, a fire extinguisher. That's probably going to be needed because there's probably going to be fire and smoke and sparks here. Also, I got the Hewlett-Packard 130C on the bench. I ordered all new caps, and I haven't ordered from DigiKey in like 15 years, so I was having a heck of a time trying to find. I believe it was one of the filter caps. It was a 20 microfarad at 450 volts, and it just wasn't coming up. And thanks to Mr. Carlson's lab, he helped me out. He said, well, you have to order common values, and so I googled common capacitor values and came up with and Paul actually suggested a 22 microfarad. So that came up okay. So anyway, I got all new caps. There was one, you can see it. Apparently they call them Black Beauties. And I got a orange drop to replace that. And one of the problems I noticed with this scope when I first opened it up is this board, and it has a tube socket on it, and it looked like it was fastened to this other board behind it with some like double stick tape, which had deteriorated, I'm sure, from heat, because this thing has like 12 tubes in it. So I have some double stick tape here, and I didn't want to just put in regular tape because I wasn't sure how well it would hold up with the heat. And so I did a bunch of research, and I finally found some double stick tape that's high temperature. It's called Kapton, I believe. So I have that ordered up, and so next week I should have hopefully all the parts to maybe put this thing back together and try it out, see what happens. And I was looking around here for some kind of an AC mains fuse, and there is one inside the chassis. And I have this panel mount. I'm thinking about putting that in there so I have a little easier access, because I'm sure the fuse is going to blow before I get this thing working. Also, it has a broken binding post here. I ordered some new binding posts. I'll see if I can get that fixed up. What else? I found my old vintage battery tester that I lost for a couple of years. So that's cool. And I did finish up a rather crude looking capacitor drain device. And I did check all these caps in this scope. I checked them for voltage, and there was nothing on them. So I imagine it hasn't been turned on in a long time, being a 1962 model. And what else? Oh, I sent away for some electroluminescent wire, and this is the chasing variety. I'll shut the light out so you can kind of see it better. And this is pretty cool. It runs on 3 volts, which I believe is stepped up to around 1,000 volts. But this has a speed control. And there's a couple different modes. The other direction, steady on and off. But pretty cool stuff. They also have some of the same variety that you can power with 12 volts DC. Thought it might be kind of neat for somewhere on a car, around the license plate or something. Anyway, that's my update for today. I'm going to get back on this snow blower. In case it snows, it'd be nice to have it ready to go. Oh, one other thing to show you. For anybody that's subject to idiot drivers and road rage, rather than get it into a conflict on the road, I just come home and turn this thing on. This is my favorite toy. Okay, we'll run them through the gears. Anyway, there you go. Y'all have a good one, and I'll give you an update when I get some parts. Alright, take care. Over and out.